This is Stacey McKibben with the Master Communicator podcast, where CEOs, C-suite executives, and senior leaders share their advice. It's 6 questions in 9 minutes because the best leaders know how to share their ideas concisely and quickly. Let's jump right in. Question number 1. In a few sentences, tell me who you are and what you do.
Thanks for having me here, Stacey. I'm Akhil Mittal, the Vice President of the sales team at a digital innovation services firm called Altudo, which has 400 plus employees spread across 5 countries. I'm fortunate to be supported by a strong team of 20, including sales, pre-sales, other related functions. In quick words, I'm a technologist at heart, business owner by function, and a salesperson by profession.
That's amazing. What a great feedback and great background. I'll be excited to hear what you have to say. Question 2 for you. What's the best thing about leading people from your perspective?
As rightly said, Stacey, leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. The biggest satisfaction for me is to see my team members grow as leaders in their career. The second critical dimension is the learning associated with this entire journey. 11 years ago, I still remember I became one of the youngest project managers to lead a team where most of the members were older than me. I had to learn a ton within a very short span of time to earn respect from them. Every individual in your team teaches you so much that you get better and better every single moment. We should always remember that only because of your team, everyone calls you a leader, right?
I love that. Not because of your title,
No,
but because, you're somebody
no.
that they want to follow.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's beautiful. I'll be curious your thoughts about this one, question number 3, especially in light of kind of our current situation, being in the middle of COVID-19 and, global pandemic.
Mhm.
I often hear from other leaders that business would be great if it weren't for that pesky people part. I'm curious, what are your thoughts about that? Especially somebody coming from technology and
Yeah,
sales, and you've got that whole rounded background. I'm curious your perspective.
yeah, interesting question. Tell me one company, Stacey. Let me go that way. Tell me one company you know which could achieve any significant status with an employee base of only one. The
Mm-hmm.
answer we all know is no one. No one. No one globally could achieve it. It's always a tendency from being a human being is to go the easier route. We always know it's much easier to do the task yourself rather than getting it done from somebody.
Yeah.
But then you cannot scale up with that approach, right? It's all about scaling up for your business, for your company, for whatever purpose you want to drive. And that is why you need leaders to drive growth. You cannot do that without a team. Cannot, simply, flat out.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree with all of that. Question 4 for you. What other successful business leaders like yourself should be on the podcast? Who else should we be paying attention to?
Well, yeah, I mean, my current role, I have the pleasure to work with great business leaders, entrepreneurs, successful and even not so successful people. Your podcast is really instrumental in bringing out quick capsule, that's the way I term it, quick capsule of learning curve from a person's life, rather than going into too many details or nitties and gritties. I would strongly recommend my friend Sean Ventine. He is, in fact, the same city as yours in San Diego. He's an author, speaker, thought leader. And above all, the best part I like is he's a person who is not afraid to start from ground zero. That's really critical. Another great example I always admire is my own brother, Aditya. He leads the business function for a company called Kellogg's. All of us eat the cereals and breakfast, right? He leads
Yeah.
the function for India geography. His over 2 decades of experience in that vast consumer market of India can really give a unique perspective for your audience.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm sure we've all enjoyed our cornflakes, right? And our
Yeah, we can't
Tony the
appreciate that
Tiger.
more with the current scenario, right?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What piece of advice about communication would you give to other leaders?
Well, leaders are leaders because they must have figured out the right way of communication. I don't consider myself to be a pandit or a guru who can teach other leaders, but no leader I have ever known can survive without a strong communication skills. I always draw these analogies to explain these concepts. I say communication is a kind of an imaginary wire that connects your mind to other person's mind. Right? And objective really is to have that seamless transfer of thoughts, ideas between these two minds. I have thumb rule of three. Always love this three rule analogy. I have thumb rule of three for effective communication. First one, setting the right expectation. Very critical not to set too high or too low an expectation for the end result. Second one, the language. You need to use a language that other person can understand. It's all about the other person. It's not about you in that communication. It may involve words, feelings, pictures, or anything else. You can imagine yourself communicating with a 6 month old infant, right, without use of words. There is so much more than just words that you use for communication with that child, right? Third factor, always say truth and honesty. The most critical element of out of these three. Takes a lot of time to build trust, but it may take seconds to break it down.
And I can imagine during a time like right now where we're going through this crisis that building trust and, maintaining honesty is going to be incredibly important to really lead a team successfully.
Yeah, you said it the best.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your favorite boss or teacher who's really influenced you.
Hmm. Um, I really consider myself fortunate to get guidance from great managers, mentors in my journey of over whatever 16, 18 years I've been here. Tough to attribute it to one for sure, but to answer your question, I would like to mention Vivek Malhotra. Vivek currently leads the cloud business for Microsoft in India, but in my old days, he was my skip manager at IBM. I admire him not only because he gave me my first opportunity to do sales. That had been like my dream job forever since I started my career. He was the one who gave me that break. But also, I learned my foundation of sales leadership from him. He's the one from whom I learned that sales is so much about earning respect from your client and being true to yourself. That's really the foundation of whoever I am today.
That's amazing. Well, I love all that so much. And I think, so much about um, reflecting on who's influenced us, I think is a big part of how we continue our leadership journey, right? Is, really thinking about that and then also questioning how can we pay it forward? You know, if you were to think about one thing you would take from your teacher there, Vivek, and share it with somebody else, what would you share?
But I'll always say again, it's all about building that confidence of truth and honesty. Unless until we have those core capabilities, see, as an individual, we have our core content, which is wrapped around all other things around us, right? That core content is what you earn in your lifetime. That core content is built upon with the amount of truth you are. So are you true to yourself? See, salespeople may be thought as somebody who wants to just meet his numbers, but is the salesperson true to himself? Is he really doing an honest job of saying this is what you need in this situation rather than just pushing off to meet numbers? So it's really important that we take care of that core content for us. If we are true, we are honest. I think rest everything around is what we learn, we grow, and we build upon. But unless until we have that core content, I don't think we can be successful in any ways.
Thank you so much for being on. It's been such a pleasure to hear your insights. How can people find you if they want to reach out and learn more?
LinkedIn, the best, the best. I'm always active on LinkedIn. Just search Akhil Mittal, and if you want to search few more, just say Akhil Mittal Technology, Akhil Mittal Marketing, Akhil Mittal Altudo. I think any of those keywords you will find.
That's
I hope.
awesome. Well, again, Akhil, it's been wonderful to have you on the show. This is Stacey McKibben with the Master Communicator Podcast. For more ideas and insights, please do go check us out at www.concilioteam.com. And we look forward to seeing you again next time.
Thank
Take
you
care.
so much.
Thank you.